16 days ago, we sat around the negotiating table with our Security Council colleagues, and we agreed to a 30-day ceasefire in the brutal bombardment of civilians in Syria. The negotiations were long and difficult. Every minute we delayed meant more innocent people were killed. But the Russian delegation stalled and drew out the talks. They had conditions they insisted on before they would allow the killing to stop. The United States was reluctant to accept those conditions, but in order to stop the killing in Syria, we accepted them. We attempted to work with Russia in good faith to end the violence in Syria. As a result, 16 days ago, we came to an agreement. Russia cast its vote in favor of the agreement, and with that vote, Russia promised its support for a 30-day ceasefire, as did the rest of the members of the Security Council. With that vote, Russia said that it too wanted to create the conditions for food and medicine to reach starving Syrian families. With that vote, Russia told us it would use its influence with the Syrian regime to silence the guns in Syria. It told us that the Russians would themselves honor the ceasefire they voted to demand. With that vote, Russia made a commitment to us, to the Syrian people, and to the world, a commitment to stop the killing in Syria. Today we know that the Russians did not keep their commitment. Today we see their actions don't match those commitments as bombs continue dropping on the children of eastern Ghouta. Today we must ask whether Russia can no longer influence the Assad regime to stop the horrific destruction of hospitals, medical clinics, and ambulances, to stop dropping chemical weapons on villages. Has the situation in Syria reversed, and Russia is now the tool of Assad, or worse, Iran? We must ask these questions because we know the Russians themselves have continued their own bombing. In the first 4 days following the ceasefire, Russian military aircraft conducted at least 20 daily bombing missions in Damascus and eastern Ghouta. The Russians negotiated the wording of the ceasefire, down to the commas and the periods. They voted for the ceasefire, and they immediately disregarded it.